Hey, ladies, good morning. Rise and shine. Make yourself happy because you're the only one who's in charge of that today. Okay, here we go. We're going to talk about decision making. Who here has a hard time making decisions? Okay, I'm going to give you a little quick neuroscience lesson. Here we go. When we have decisions to be made, what happens in our brain is we have something called neuron clusters. So it's a cluster of neurons. So we can call it a cluster neuron. Anyhow, a cluster of neurons for each possible choice. So when you're having to make a decision about something, you will have a cluster of neurons kind of assigned to that choice, and then another cluster of neurons assigned to another option, and then another cluster of neurons assigned to whatever other thing you're deciding between. And what happens during the decision-making process, if you find yourself experiencing stress when you're trying to decide on something, it's because these neuron clusters are firing in an attempt to inhibit the other neuron cluster or clusters. So this neuron cluster deciding one way is going to be firing really hard, and your brain is going to be looking for ways to make that fire in order to inhibit the other choice. So during decision-making time, or during a time of indecisiveness, which very, very many women experience and feel really frustrated with, what happens is there's a lot of brain activity. I like to think of it like your brain is inflamed. Now, it's not really inflamed in the sense of being ill, like inflammation, but there's a lot of activity. Did you ever notice, when you make a decision, there's like a rest inside of you because your body just calms the hell down. So what you want to do is, the worst thing you can do is not make a decision, because then your brain is popping. And it's really like in this little mini, I think of it like this, Star Wars, like war going on, like fighting to who's going to win the decision. Once this one neuron cluster wins, the decision's made. Winner takes all. Decision made, brain calms down, you're good. Even if the decision is the wrong decision, it's a better decision than no decision, because no decision is a decision, and it has outcomes just like any decision does. So the worst thing to do, I've heard this say, and I wish I could remember who said it. Don't be mad at me for not giving the person credit because I don't remember. But what they said was that when the best thing to do is to make the right decision. The second best thing to do is to make the wrong decision. And the worst thing to do is to make no decision. Because if you make, and I can give props to Ed Milet, because he taught me that making a decision that's the right decision is great. You can run with it, but making a decision that's the wrong decision isn't even that big of a deal, because as long as it's not, catastrophic, as long as it's not a morally wrong decision or something that goes against who you are, as long as you make the decision and you marry it and you stay with it, like I've said in other videos, people don't stay anymore. So make the decision, stay with the decision, but also decide to make that decision the best outcome possible. So then you're gonna put all your effort into creating that into the best decision. So we get all caught up, and this is also a women's ill, because women feel that if they're decisive, that it's more of like a masculine quality, and it's more of a pushy type of quality, and it's more of like a bitchy quality. But actually, I think it's kind of badass if you could just make a decision and go with it. They say that people, and this is in Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, which is a classic. I recommend it to everyone. Anyone who has ever achieved success has definitely had a hand in that book. And one of the things it talks about is that successful people make decisions very quickly, and they change their mind about the decision very slowly. Unsuccessful people take a very, very long time to make a decision, and they're very quick to bail out on that decision. So if you want to be successful, make decisions. Don't spend so much time on the problem of deciding, because you're never going to get all of the answers to the perfect decision. And the time wasted, you never get back. Okay, chickies? See you tomorrow. We're going to talk a lot about success, because I am so into talking about that, because I want all of you guys to reach the highest heights that you could ever reach in your life. Remember, we are here to change what's going on in here, change what's going on in here, spread the word. Don't be like holding this to yourself. You have other women who want to hear about this. I'm just here. I want to make a difference. Okay. I'm not selling anything. Bring the ladies on. Okay. See you tomorrow, girls.